What do you do if your parents were mentally ill and you were raised in an environment where you were lied to and had the truth withheld from you and you were gaslit? And then you wake up one day and you find that you're unable to make choices. How can you start to learn to make choices? So if you were raised in an environment where your leaders, your parents, let's reframe it now. So we restate it. Your leaders, your role models, your protectors, the people who provided the very ideological soup that you swam in on a daily basis as you were forming and learning about life, were hamstringing you at the same time as they're supposed to help you to grow, and they're actually hamstringing you and making it harder for you to individuate, because your parents are supposed to provide an environment in which you can grow, healthy ego boundaries, separate from them, individuate and grow up and function in the world, right? But they're not. They're actually gaslighting you, lying to you, holding you back and hamstringing you because they have their own issues. Here's a problem: you don't have good role models. Here's a problem: because you didn't have decent parents growing up, there's now parts of your personality that won't function properly. There's parts of your character that won't work properly because you internalize your parents. And then you use those internalized parents to guide you through life. You don't have that. How do we heal from that? Well, the first thing to do is to realize that that's there. You need, so there's two problems I just gave you. So you need role models. You've got to consciously choose role models as an adult. You've got to consciously make an effort to say, this is a good person, that's a good person, that's a good person. Why? What elements of how they are, who they are, and how they operate in the world can I model and work like? So let's on the fly create an exercise for this. You could take a pen and a piece of paper and you could name 4 or 5 women and 4 or 5 men. It doesn't matter whether you're a woman or a man if you're doing this, who you have admired in your life, or who you would want as a parent, or who you would want as a coach or a role model or a leader in your life. Write them down. They could be famous, they could even be fictional. It doesn't really matter because it's only about what the unconscious is thirsting for now. Then you could write down some of the attributes that those persons have: kindness, love, strength, assertiveness. Whatever it is that you're attracted to, that's probably what you feel like you're missing the most inside of yourself. Once you've written that out and you've written down their attributes, the attributes that you feel that you're missing, you can start to consciously try to build an inner parent inside of you. So let's chat inner parent. You should have 2 pillars inside of you: mummy pillar and a daddy pillar inside of you. It's like the mummy bear and the daddy bear, and the porridge was just right. So how do we do it? So you find people who you think are admirable, you list the attributes. If you're emotionally attached to them, if you're emotionally drawn to these people or fascinated by them, ask yourself why. Get curious. What is it? Oh, I never had a father figure who could manifest any kind of loving tenderness towards me. Probably because he didn't really like me. So you list the attributes and then you take them and then you seek to internalize them. How do you do that? You're going to have to basically brainwash yourself, hypnotize yourself into communicating falsely with a loving father entity, with a loving mother entity at the internal level. And then you're going to have to brainwash yourself, hypnotize yourself into role-playing with yourself that a loving mother or a loving father is with you and guiding you through stuff. Maybe that's why people get so into Christianity. You start to speak, you start to talk, you stand up and you say, hey, this is who I am and this is what I want. You're waiting to get smacked for that, because if you had narcissistic, psychopathic parents, your expression of your existence, any of your choices would have been punished. You would have been hamstrung for that because they would have seen it as defiance, as it would have been a cause of narcissistic injury. That's how hypersensitive narcissists and psychopaths are. You're going to express it, you won't be punished for it, in fact you'll be reinforced, you'll be rewarded for it and get positive reinforcement for it, and then you do it again, 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 and after 30 days, you're feeling very, very different about yourself. You're feeling like a different human being. You can make choices when you know what you want, and you can know what you want when you are allowed to exist. If you're not given permission to exist, none of this can happen. I hope that was useful. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time and your attention. Stay grateful. for everything that you do already have.